Aquarius, welcome to your March 2021 tarot reading. Now, as it feels like spring is 100% in the air, although as I'm looking outside it's like still a bit cloudy, we're going to have a reading for growth. We're going to check in on what we can do to improve ourselves, what we can work on just to grow as people. So, hello, little bird flying out the window. So that's what we're going to have a look at today. Now, I've got three decks that I'm using today. I've got the Sasuraibito Tarot, the Modern Spellcaster Tarot, and the Vice Versa Tarot. Now, all of those will be listed in the description box down below. And obviously it is a general reading, so it won't resonate for everybody. If it does resonate for you, fantastic. Let me know in the comments. If it doesn't resonate for you and you would like to book a personal reading, then my email and my Instagram handle are in the description box as well, so you can contact me through either of those channels. Also, I do a lot of free content on Instagram as well, so including like live Q&As, like various posts, collective readings. So it is worth having a little follow on Instagram. And lastly, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, come on now, do me a favour, subscribe. So with that being said, Aquarius, let's have a little look at your month of March. Now, as I say, I'm recording it in March of 2021, but obviously, you know, whenever you happen across this video, it's going to be good for you. Now, your first card out you've got is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I don't overly love that, because that is one of those things where it feels like, as part of the growth for this month, is that you've been depending on other people a little bit too much recently, and I think it's time to bring that power back to yourself. I think you've got to accept that. Yeah, I got the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck as well. So it feels like you've been putting a little bit too much pressure on how other people are responding to situations, on what other people are doing to help you. And almost it's like that thing of, you know, saying like happiness is an inside job, and it's not down to someone else to make you happy. It's down to you to make you happy, and other people get to share that happiness. That's my impression for this month. Is the first thing overall that you can look at is what it is that you're bringing to the table, rather than what you're expecting others to bring to the table. You've then got the Empress also in reverse. So again, it feels like, you know, there is a certain point where sometimes you have to let go of things. If things haven't worked out, if you've not been able to get the results that you want, because to me the Empress is always about growing. It's about, you know, harvest. It's about bringing things in. It's about creating and mothering and nurturing. And I feel like you've possibly been nurturing, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I think you've been putting a lot of effort into something that is not showing you the fruits of your labour. How you can grow from that is, and this is awkward, you've got the Nine of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords, again, for me, the way they've come out is that she's looking in on it. She's checking in on what's happening, on what's going wrong. Like the Nine of Swords is very much the stress, it's the anxiety, it's the being kept awake at night, it's the struggle of processing things, of making, you know, having too many different opinions, too many different bits of information coming in and conflicting with each other. Now with the Queen of Swords, and again, listen, it's an air sign thing, so good. Being able to pick that, you know, like she has got that one sword. Now, you've got the Nine of Swords here, and this last one makes it the 10, right? Which is the completion. The done moment, where you just go, right, I'm done with what's happening. This stress that I'm in now, I am completing it. I'm going to take that last bit of information, that last piece of that puzzle, and I'm going to fit it in there, which means I'm done. But you are the person that's got the opportunity to do that. Nobody else. And this month, I think, you know, like spring, I always say it's that time for, just reminds me I need to get my seed trays out, planting seeds, literally putting things in the ground, burying them so they grow into flowers, into vegetables, into herbs, whatever it is that you're growing. But it's down to you to do it, Aquarius. And this is the thing that I think has been, that I think will be the most beneficial for you. Now listen, that doesn't have to be in a love situation. That could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a work situation, it could be your home life. Whatever it is that you think has been stressful recently, if you can click that final piece of the puzzle in and accept the stress that you've been in, also kind of accept your part in it, in where you've not necessarily caused it, but where you've allowed it to continue. You've enabled someone to continue keeping you in this state. then you will be able to move on, and you will be able to deal with it and process it and start to reclaim your life again. Sorry, that was a little bit harsh, but I hope it helps. Now we're going to move on to the Modern Spellcasters Tarot, and we are going to have a look at the work situation, at what's going on in your career, work-wise, what you can use, you know, what you need to look out for. Now we've got the kind of growth spread out of the way, let's have a look at work, see what's going on. Oh my God, you've got the Empress in reverse again. Oh, Aquarius. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. So, listen, whatever you're trying to get going at work, now is not the time to expect the reward. Now is not the time to expect a decision. Now is not the time to expect like a pay rise, a resolution to a problem. If you're going for a new job, I don't think now is the time to expect a new job. Now you've also got that with the card number 9, which is the Hermit in reverse. Now the Hermit in reverse to me, again, it's the moment where, actually, I want to take this moment because both these characters are looking in the one direction. They're both looking over here. So the Empress is looking back towards the Hermit at where, you know, like for example, if you feel that you're in that Empress mode where you're not able, or reverse Empress mode rather, where you're not able to make anything happen, what you've been trying to do is just not coming up with the goods. It's not actually paying off. And you're looking back on it feels like you're looking, because things are not working out, you're looking back at a time where you've felt very alone, and that no one is really listening to you, and no one is helping you, and no one is supporting you. And when I say looking back, it's a bit like, rather than looking back at it and going, you know, like you look in a rearview mirror and you think, oh, I've just missed that street, cool, I've passed that street. Oh, like, you know, for example, if you've just been to visit someone and you drive off and then you see them in the rearview mirror and you're like, oh, amazing, I've just been to visit them, great. This is not that. This is a case of, oh God, I'm going back into that. I'm falling back into that mode. It feels a bit more like work-wise there are some issues that are going to rear their ugly head again. And unfortunately, with that Page of Swords in reverse, I feel like you've probably bitten off maybe a bit more than you can chew. And that actually there's a little bit too much stuff to do to really be able to progress whatever it is that you're doing. Now, whether it's, like I say, whether it's trying to get a new job, whether it is trying to start a project at work, whether it's trying to get some side hustle going, it just feels like at the moment there is too much other stuff going on for you to be able to really focus on work. And that's where, like, actually it comes back into that general spread of how you can grow with that 9 of Swords and that Queen of Swords. If you can go back to this where you've got, you know, the stress is too much, and if you add back into that and complete it, then you'll realize, I think one of the reasons that you are so stressed is because what you're bringing in is too much. What you're taking on is too much. And there's only so much, you know, burden people can handle before eventually it starts to crack and, you know, you start to not do anything properly, you know, like when sometimes people diversify a little bit too much, have their fingers in too many pies and be all things to all people, and you become spread so thin that you don't do anything brilliantly. And it's better to do one thing really, really well. Like my Book of Awakening the other day was saying about, you know, one of the meditations was, if you starting your day, you know, think of 3 things that you need to do today and then put 2 of them down for another day, so that you can do that one thing really, really well. Prioritize whatever is the most important to do today. That is the one you do, and the others can wait. Okay, so let's have a little look at what Aquarius can be excited for this month. What's coming in for you? Okay, so we've got a 6 of Wands. Now listen, this is the vice versa tarot, so it does have a day and a night view. So you get like 2 sides of the story. Adore it, adore it, adore it. If you're a tarot reader and you don't have this deck, I feel like you need to question your life choices, because it's such a good deck. Now listen, this is in the away view, so for me this feels like there is going to be, again, a little bit more struggle. And there is also an acceptance with this struggle, because it's come out with the Hanged Man in the away view, where, you know, it's not the traditional just the Hanged Man. Like, this is a person who is struggling and can see who is causing the struggle. Now listen, this is an excitable spread. This is something to be excited about. It seems on the surface, to look at those cards, that both of those cards are struggle cards. Both of them are troubled. Both of them are stresses. You know, like, this is yes, you've won, but at what cost have you won? You know, people have been hurt in your crusade, in your war. People have struggled. People have battle ravaged. by what you've been trying to do. Now, that doesn't have to mean that you've put people in harm's way or anything like that, but actually the thing to be excited about with that is it comes back to the acceptance. It comes back to this Queen of Swords. There is an acceptance coming this month. Now, whether this is to do with work, business, lovers, friends, family, home life, whatever it is, there is an acceptance coming of the impact that you are having on other people. And as I said at the beginning, we are doing this spread this month for growth, to realize how we can grow. What happens once you accept that is you move on to this Knight of Cups. That's why I'm excited. That is why it's something to be excited about, because this means you get to be more honest. Once you accept your role in things, once you really finally take on board what people have done to you, what you've done to other people, because listen, this is not just a solo sport. This is someone who has been guilty of both things. You know, yes, other people have strung you up, but what have you done to other people? What have you asked other people to do and to go through for your benefit, for your good? This comes back to the emotional things, actually. And when, that might be an apology. It might be that you have someone come in with an emotion. This doesn't always have to be a promise of marriage, love, whatever. It can also be an emotional, heartfelt apology that you've been waiting for from whoever it is that has been keeping you in this hanged man mode. That is something to be excited about. But likewise, it's reversible. That could also be that you realise your part in the situation and you finally feel ready to apologise and make amends for what's happened and make amends for your part in it. And that is something to be really, that is growth. Being able to accept what you've done, and be able to own it and admit to it and just speak your truth and let other people's truths be heard. Fantastic. Anyway, Aquarius, I hope that helps. As I say, if that resonates for you, let me know down in the comments. If it doesn't and you would like to book a personal reading, my email and my Insta are in the description box down below. If not, take care, have a lovely month of March, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.